Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Airport CEO. I hope you're having a good one because, oh boy, do I have a bit of a plan today. I want to start working towards getting medium aircraft in here. Now, it is something we could do right away. We have been researching. We do have a medium aircraft permit. And, you know, we could start working towards other things as well. We're going to start working towards the belt loader, for example. We're going to start working towards a large aircraft permit, for example. And we're going to start working towards multiple terminal operations, which we'll get to that one in just a second because I actually have a bit of an idea for the multiple terminals. But we'll get those underway in terms of research. We'll leave 5 administrators just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. And I want to talk about what we're doing today. So I do want to get medium aircraft in here. I do want to start making money because if we have a look at the economy and we look at it hourly, the average hourly income is about $3,520. The average daily income is about $70,000. Now, it'd be nice if that was a bit higher, but we have to take into account the fact that I spend money on, obviously, operations, but obviously construction as well, and that's going to be no different today. The good news is that the average income is in the positive, so we are making, on average, about $70,000 in profit every day. I want that to be higher, though. And my thinking is we have 6 stands sitting up here doing absolutely nothing right now. So why don't we do something with them? Well, we're going to turn them into remote stands, basically, which means that we're going to have to rebuild pretty much all of our check-in area. It means we're going to have to figure out a way to expand security, and I'm thinking to do that, we take out this shop, and we take out this one. We merge this guy straight down, so turn that into a larger shop, and expand security down into this space that was once taken up by these 2 shops. I think that'll work out, but I'm thinking what we're also going to have to do is completely rebuild the check-in space, the arrivals space, and that's essentially what we're going to do. So I'm going to let the game run while I do this, and I'm going to go ahead and send in all of my contractors, because we don't have all of them in the field right now. And we're going to start by taking out this entire section of fence right here, because it kind of needs to go. And while that's going on, in fact, let's get you guys, where are you? There you are. Let's get all you guys up here to tear that out, and then I'll talk about my sort of grand plan for this entire thing, because it's gonna take a little bit of explaining to you know, explain how this is potentially going to work. And I realize yeah, this will be fine. Okay, so these guys are taking that out. Let me go ahead and grab some terminal foundation, and let me do 21 by 10 is probably good enough. So $210,000 for that. We'll let them build it. Now, while they're doing that, I said we were going to talk about multiple terminals, and that's what we're going to do. So we do have medium runways available. But if we place it here, you can see it needs a second tile. So if I was to put it here, we need to get this tile up here, and that's $750,000. So my thinking is that this is going to become Terminal 1. That's kind of what we're just going to call this thing. And I'm going to try and turn this into a absolute moneymaker. That's what I want this to be, so that we can eventually buy this tile and start building a proper kind of Terminal 2, which will eventually become Terminal 1, because the idea that would be that it functions so well that we can get rid of all of this. And then we have the terminal down here in this corner. You know, people come in, they pull their cars up, they do whatever they got to do down here, they go into the terminal, and then they either go to a stand along here, or we have buses that take them out to remote stands. And what we can do is put giant runways across the top up here. We can still have these small runways kind of down here for general aviation if we need it, and small planes as well, and we can have medium runways as well. This central start is a little tricky to work with sometimes. So that's kind of my plan. Build a second terminal at some point, have it take over, have it make a bunch of money, and then eventually get rid of this guy. But for now, we are so far off of being able to do that that it's not really worth talking about right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to tear out some sections of wall here. I want this entire section of wall to go away because this is going to become our new check-in space. And what I want to do with this is I want to go in, I want to go to desks, I want to go to check-in desks, and we're going to get some medium ones. And the way this is going to work is, let's see, 1, 2, and then a gap of 4 and another 2, a gap of 4 and another 2. And then behind those, we're going to do a gap of 5 and basically just kind of mirror that entire thing a little bit like that. And essentially that's going to be the space for conveyor belts is what that's going to be. So I can go in here and what way are we going to do this? What way are we going to do this? Let's do some walls, something like that. In fact, I don't need to do those middle sections of wall because those are going to be doors. So we're going to have walls that kind of go like that. And we're going to have some walls that come out here and do that. And I'm also thinking I'm going to do, wait, these are the wrong way around. Oh, I just realized I placed those all the wrong way around. Okay. Oh, I placed those all with so much confidence as well. Don't you? You hate it. You hate to see it, man. Yeah, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. That's always such a thing, right? Like I've sat and looked at this game for the last little while and I've been looking at it like, maybe I do this, maybe I do that, maybe I do the other. Maybe this will kind of work out. And I kind of settled on this plan after a bunch of sort of trial and error and error and error and error. And yeah, no, I settled on this plan and I like it and it works out. And then when I sit down to record it, I'm like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And I have so much confidence in everything I'm saying. And then it's like, oh yeah, your check-in desks are the wrong way around there, bud. Good job. Really, really good job, me. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, now that they're facing the right way, I do want to put these walls behind where the staff are going to be. This entire space is going to be a staff-only area, but I just, I want this detail in here, and I'm thinking we can go ahead and put the conveyor belts in here as well. So it's going to be a nice, just straight high-speed conveyor down to there. It is going to go underground right about there. And I think we can probably do some normal conveyor belts just leading up to the high-speed one. Now, I did say I was going to leave the game running while doing this. I've got it paused here for a specific reason, and that's because these things, when they're built, will actually kick in and will actually be active. And I want to avoid that happening while I'm building other stuff because I want to turn a bunch of these off. Now, having these running isn't the end of the world because the thing is, we can, I've just realized that I probably shouldn't run that underground right there. But anyway, we can actually have these running and start turning some of these guys off, which is going to be quite beneficial, but I just don't want to do it yet because this isn't quite done yet. My thinking is that I want some self-check-in space. So we're going to do a wall right there. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to say, give me, not conveyor belts, some desks, give me medium, give me baggage drop. So baggage drop is going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe 4, maybe 5. I think 4. Where do we want to go? Let's go 5. So 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These actually need to be a little bit further out. I've just realized. They need to be 1 out from the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They need to be 1 out because the conveyor belts are going to go underground here as well. So conveyor belt system, we are going to want high speed going to there. And we are going to want high speed that then goes underground right there. You can also come out for a second. These guys are actually not playing nicely at all. So let me grab you, take out all of those, and do that right there. So that's gonna let us have all of this bag drop, which is totally fine by me. And I think what we can also do is put a bit of wall just there and there, and I guess a little bit of wall, something kind of like that as well. I don't know if we need that. Maybe just do sort of a straight wall there. So that'll be fine. That's gonna be bag drop, and then self check-in is going to go sort of opposite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm not going to line up this side with the where the bags get dropped, just for a little bit of symmetry there. So that'll be self-check-in. That's going to be 10 self-check-in kiosks, 10 bag drop things, and that should be fine, I want to say. I reckon that'll be all right. So we'll do that kind of setup right there. We do have this little weird thing, but that's okay. And I think what we could even do, if I really wanted to, would be go to decorations, go to hedges. We could do some hedges right there just to make it a little bit nicer looking. And maybe some hedges here as well, just to, you know, kind of block off this space and make it more notably a staff area. So that looks fine. That actually looks totally fine to me. And what we could do is set this up so that we have a corridor here and a corridor here. We'll do a nice kind of medium door at each end of that thing. And that's where people can go. So they come through here and then they're going to go into another corridor, which is obviously very exciting. People love corridors. I'm thinking it is going to be a thin one as well. It doesn't need to be huge. And it's going to come down like this. And that's eventually going to come down and connect up to our security area. So that kind of works out. And it gives us space for some toilets there. And it also gives us space for maybe some toilets or a staff room or something up there. Or maybe even a shop. Everyone loves a shop before you check in. So maybe a shop goes up there. Either way, that's going to be the new check-in area. Plenty of space for queues. Plenty of space for benches. And I think it'll work out. Now, we need to figure out, and I'm going to let all that build as well. I'm going to let it build kind of slowly though, so the game's only running at double speed, not triple. Now, we need to build the space that people are going to go to get to the new remote stand services. And the way that's going to work is going to be like so. So a nice sidewalk going across there. And what's going on there? Oh, those just need to be removed. So a nice sidewalk going across there. And then I want a service road going the entire length of that as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves some of these airside shuttle bus stops. And I'm going to say, now I don't know how good of an idea this is, but I'm going to say we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of them right there. And we can go back into infrastructure. We can go back to sidewalks. We can do a sidewalk there. We can do a sidewalk there. We can do a sidewalk there. And I think that's all we need. So the next step is going to be going to service roads and bringing them up here, up to there, and actually we can get rid of that one entirely and bring this guy back. This is going to be a series of one-way roads. In fact, this guy might need to exist because that's maybe where the service cars can go. In fact, that's absolutely where the service cars can go. So let's get those as well. So if we go back into here, we're looking at service car stops. We're going to need probably 6 of these as well. So I don't know if these guys, I think these guys have sidewalks by default. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do we have down there? 2. Okay, that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just do that kind of thing. This is probably going to be quite busy. Admittedly, I'm not too sure that this is going to be my best idea, but it's going to at least kind of help the flow of traffic a little bit, I think. So that'll kind of work out, right? It's going to be a series of one-way roads. So we go in with this guy, we go like this, and we go like this. And then each of those roads is going to be going up towards the top one, just like so. And then some of these will need turned around, and that's fine. We can deal with that. But of course, we're going to need these crosswalks as well. So one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. So that's going to give us plenty of space to make this work. This is going to be the new sort of space for these remote stands. And then what I want to do is go to terminal, and I want to build some more foundation, because this is going to be the new arrivals space, essentially. Now, it's not the greatest looking. It's going to be a little weird, and the security exit's going to be, well, I say new arrival space. We still have this arrivals area. In fact, we don't necessarily, You know, thinking about it, I could probably cut off a little bit of space up here and push all of it. And we're going to need to do this, actually. We're going to need to push all of our arrivals up to the top part of the airport. So actually, let's do... Oh, man. I'm not so sure about this, but let's do that. And let's cut you out. Let's cut that out. And essentially, if we go and throw a nice kind of medium door there, that's going to be a tiny little corridor for arrivals. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's going to be something. And then up here, essentially, door, and down at the bottom, door, and door. And that's going to be the entire arrivals space. So people getting off of these, the buses up here can use this sidewalk and go straight through into kind of the arrivals area. Whereas these guys getting off down here, well, good luck is about all I'm going to say there. They need to get off and walk the entire length of the departures area. So that's going to be a thing. They can enjoy that, I guess. And I'm going to kind of enjoy the chaos of watching them, you know, gallop, essentially. Anyway, let's get these guys connected up. So this is going to be secure. This is going to be secure. This is secure. That's already secure, so that's fine, but it goes like that and goes like that. This entire section is going to be secured, and then we'll get a door through there at some point, and that'll be okay as well. So this is... Yeah, this is my thinking, essentially. This is my thinking on how this is kind of going to work. I think it's going to be kind of chaotic, but I'm actually looking forward to this. Because it means I can open all of these guys, right? And that's kind of exciting. That's kind of really exciting. Also, bag drop happens to work immediately, which is a little nuts. Except that one, which for some reason was turned off, but we'll turn all of them on. And what we can do as well is start going in and closing any of these guys if they don't have flights scheduled. So we can close you. We can... You're closed. You have no flight, so we can close you. And basically, eventually we can gut this, right? That's kind of the big deal here, is eventually we can just clear out this entire space and push people up to using this space instead, which would be kind of ideal. So that's what I'm hoping to do. We'll turn that one off as well. That one still has a flight. This one can be closed. And this one can, you know, eventually be closed. But yeah, people will start using these spaces up here instead, even though they're not actually working right now in terms of bag drop, but they'll use them and that'll be okay. Now, what we need to do is go to each of these and flip the side that the vehicles are going to come in on so that they're following the one-way roads a little bit better. So all of these guys, we flip all of you as well. Flip that one. I hope this works. I really hope this works, because if it does, we're going to be getting so much more money. And that's kind of going to be excellent. Now, let me go into terminal and let me clear out this entire section of fence. And let me clear it up to about there and rebuild it up to about there. So that can all go away. We've got access through there. All of this space. Ooh. I've just realized that wall needs to go as well. So take that wall out. Let's go to secure zones. Let's make all of this nice and secure. Make all of that nice and secure. And this can be secure up to about... I guess it can be secure up to near the door. So to about there is probably fine. And now that that wall's gone, we can actually push this straight through as well and turn it all into the one big secured zone that it's supposed to be. So that's kind of perfect. That's kind of what we're looking for. Now, oh, I've got some flights running late as well. That's a bit of a worry. Not 100% sure why they're running late, but I think it might just be because they have to go so far to check in. But that's all right. They'll be fine. They'll work it out. It's not a huge deal. I mean, it is, but it's also not. Now, let's start looking into getting people out to these stands. And we actually have a bit of a choice, because if we go to boarding desks, we have self-boarding gates. And I don't know that I love these, but the thing is, we're dealing with small flights here. So I feel like it kind of makes sense to go with self-boarding gates. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to do, right? So I'm thinking, let me grab a window. And we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put a window there. And I'm going to put a window there as well. And I'm going to put a window, say, there as well. And I'm kind of tempted to do windows the entire way across here, honestly. I think it would look kind of interesting having windows just across this entire section. And maybe even within the check-in space, because I think that would be cool, right? Like you're at your check-in area and you're just seeing people getting off of other flights. I don't know if that's, I don't know how good of an idea this is, but I think it'll look kind of cool. So we'll do there as well, and we'll do right there. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting and a little bit different. Now, we have this space right here. What I want to do with it is a door, and I want to go to desks. I want to go to boarding, and we're going to do self-boarding. And we're going to go and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of those will be connected to a bus stop. Each bus stop will be connected to a stand, and then just a bunch of seating and stuff in all of this space. In fact, we could, yeah, we'll do a bunch of seating in this space. So my thinking is give me these single row seats and let me push them back to there. Because what I want to try and do here is kind of create a little bit of a, like a channel for departing passengers to kind of go that way. So I think actually, let me just move these up a little bit so that we're absolutely forcing passengers that are not departing, arrivals basically to kind of go that way. So we'll do something like that. That'll kind of force them in there. And we'll go ahead and grab a bunch of these large chairs as well. This would be a miserable space to sit in. It really would. It'd be an absolutely miserable departures area because there's going to be so many people. It's a little nuts, but I'm kind of hoping it works out. Because if it works out, then it's going to be miserable, you know, to be there, but it's also going to function, and that's kind of what I want. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think we could also do sort of that kind of thing. And yeah, that looks fine. that looks fine. That looks acceptable. I don't think people will be too miserable there. Oh man, I would not want to be in there. I would stink. I would stink. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it right now. I would absolutely stink. Good Lord. Okay. Yeah, so that's gonna be that new space. Can you be turned off? You can. Okay. Let me go ahead and bulldoze everything in there now. So all of that needs to go. And I guess we need queues for all of these guys. So let's get the queues done as well. And just like that, the queues are done. And we have a bunch of chairs queued up to go in there as well. Now, let's go ahead and get those all painted into the yellow color that we've been using for this entire thing. And I think we could also go ahead and paint these guys bright yellow as well. It's a color. Is what that is. It's maybe a little, you know, overdone now, the yellow, but oh boy. I don't know that I want to paint all of these yellow. I'm not gonna lie. Keeping these clean, man, that'd be a nightmare. I'll tell you what. Let's do a bit of a change. Let's go for like sort of a gray on the chairs. Just because that is more accurate for an airport, right? It's usually sort of a black or like a dark blue or something. That's miserable looking now, though. I don't know if I like that either. What if we did this? What if we did like that? Yeah, this is gonna make them yellow. They're gonna be yellow. That's what we're going for now. And there we go. Bunch of people sitting in here, a bunch of people checking in, doing their thing. That's good. This whole space has been gutted as well, which is good news. So now what we can do, since this should all be a secure zone, which it is, we can go to security. Security exit is going to go there, and we can do a wall just across there. And I guess we could throw some vending machines down there, I suppose. Just grab a little something to snack on before you leave. Once that's done, we can clear out this security exit. And that means we can start punching down through here to bring people down into, you know, the security area. Now, in doing that, we kind of cut off this entire space, which could be used for staff. But I think what we'll do, and that's actually now built as well, which is kind of fantastic. I think what we'll do is cut that out of the security space. We'll demolish you and that door as well. We can go in, we can rebuild that wall as soon as all of this is gone. Now, you guys are all complaining about not being able to leave, but they should, in theory, turn around, which maybe they won't do because it's not a secure zone. If I make that a secure zone again, what are you guys doing? You're all very confused right now, aren't you? So you guys, I don't know what you're doing, but you guys are all heading back. You're now all going up and around, which is absolutely perfect. And they're going where I want them to go, so that's fine. So this is no longer secure. And that's fine. We want to go to walls and do this. And then I guess what we do, since this is all no longer needed, we could turn this into a large staff room. So my thinking here is bring this down. In fact, let me go in and just demolish all these walls. So get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of just all of this, right? So that all goes away. That desk can go away. These doors can go away. That display can go away. Honestly, that can probably go as well. And all of this as well. Just all of that can go. So we got that entire space. And people still have access to security, which is fine. But my thinking here is I want to bring this corridor that people are going to have to go through. I'm thinking we bring it sort of like this. We bring it to about that spot. Because this isn't actually a secure zone yet either. This is pre-security. So we would do something like that. Bring it around. We'd bring it down. We'd bring it over. And they go through there. And that gives us all of this space to play with in terms of turning into a secure zone and putting some shops in there, some restaurants in there, and I think that'll be good. It also gives us access to do a little something like, you know, this as a large staff room, which I think would be a good idea. So that's what I'm thinking we do. And I'm kind of curious to see how that works out. Hopefully well is what I'm going for. Because actually it should work out fine. So these guys checking in, once this is all kind of built, should start going kind of around this way to get towards security, right? Yeah, there they go. So now they're going around. The walls aren't built yet, so they can kind of get through in a weird way, but that's more or less what we're looking for. And it's a bit of a roundabout way to get towards security, but that's actually fine. So that is absolutely what we're looking for right there. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and do some flooring. Let's go ahead and get this area just looking a little bit better, basically. So this is all going to be this type of floor right here. You're going to be the same. And then underneath the windows, we do the sort of greenish looking marble, I guess the entire way down there. I guess the entire way under you as well. I guess under there and under there too. So that looks all right. This entire space as well is now going to be that kind of tan looking marble. And I guess what we do is go for sort of the dark kind of marbles through this this corridor, just so it stands out a little bit, I think. So something kind of like that for those corridors. And that leads around to security just fine. That's perfect. The staff room, I think, just a nice kind of fancy wood floor right about there. One of these guys is definitely going to be a bathroom and one's definitely going to be a shop. So let's go for this one as a bathroom, this one as a shop. Or maybe this one should be the shop since it's kind of more direct. Yeah, let's do this one as a shop. So a shop, I think we'll go for a nice fancy wood as well. Bathroom is going to be these lovely tiles. And then this arrival space up here, I'm thinking we do this. And I'm thinking we do... Oh, boy. Some of you are having problems. Do you guys need a sidewalk? Is that what's going on there? I'm not actually 100% sure what's... Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. That's... Where are you all going? I'm not actually sure what's gone on there, but okay. So that's fine. Let's go back into terminal. We'll grab the marble. We'll put it underneath this. We'll put it actually underneath the entire thing. And we'll put it underneath there as well. So that looks all right. I guess the arrival space could maybe be kind of a nice light wood as well, just to be a little different. So all of that. And then here could be... I do like the fancy mat, so I'll go for that. Nice kind of blue. So that works out. That's actually working exactly the way I wanted it to. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously none of this is connected up yet, but this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted, so I'm quite happy about that. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, let me grab some doors. We'll get a nice large door on there. We have one down here already. We'll get a little bit more marble and go there. And we need to grab a nice, probably just a small door for the staff room. And then for these guys, it'll be a nice medium door and a medium door. So yeah, that'll kind of work out. We got some doors there. We got the staff room door. We got the bathroom and the shop door. So let's have a look and see what we can do in terms of all of that. So areas. International zone. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Bathroom. So bathroom there. And staff room here. Food room, shop room, airline lounge. Oh boy. Let's go for a shop. Right? Or, well, yeah, no, a shop. Definitely a shop. So a shop right there. And we'll get all this set up in no time at all. So, in terms of shops, we're going to want a counter. And it can live... I want to say it can live, like, by the door. But I'm going to do it back in the corner there. And in terms of shelves, I mean... I'm thinking just a bunch of pedestals, honestly. Although I think we could do the large one. Yeah, right there. So large one there, and then some pedestals, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks okay. That'll kind of work out. And in terms of the bathroom, I mean, plain and simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it was 10. Okay. So we'll do 10 of those. We could do a bunch more down here. But I think what I'd rather do is a bit of wall there. That's not quite what I had in mind. A bit of wall there and a bit of wall there. And we can go ahead to bathroom. We can go ahead to sinks. We can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we can do some hand dryers kind of along those bits as well. It'll just be a little bit interesting for a bathroom. And we'll get that opened as well. So that's good. This is good to go as well, and we can get Fly Go right in there, so they can work out of that space. And then the staff room is going to be plain and simple. We're going to do a bunch of office desks in here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to have some sort of facing the other way there as well. We'll just do a bunch of office desks down here, just so my my administrators have plenty of space. And we can also probably... We could do this, right? But I think that's a little miserable for a staff room. I think we just go and do a couple of sofas like that. And I think we do maybe, I don't know, a sofa there and there. I mean, it's a bit of a miserable layout when you do it this way for a staff room, but I think it's about as good as it's going to be, isn't it? There's not that much to do in staff rooms. So, unless I guess I could do tables. Could do like laptop tables down the middle. I don't know if my staff will actually use these, but I guess we'll find out. And in terms of seats, I mean, oh, we've got actual benches now. That's kind of cool. I guess let's go for these modern ones. And we'll see if my staff actually opt to use those. I'd be kind of surprised if they do, but it would certainly be cool looking to have my staff using a bunch of laptops there. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll get that all painted up as well. Just all of the chairs in a nice vibrant yellow color, which honestly after a while would probably give you a bit of a headache, but that's what the staff are getting right there. So that's our staff room, that's our shop, which is actually being used. That's the toilets, which are also being used. That's pretty much the entire check-in space now good to go. which is fantastic, except for some flooring, which honestly, I do kind of want to do something with flooring. So let's do this fancy wood, and let's do a nice kind of fancy wood underneath the queues, just because I think it'll look sort of interesting potentially. So nice fancy wood under there. I do want to do maybe this underneath the staff areas, and I think that looks okay. So just something to kind of make it very clear that those are staff spaces. So right up to this corner as well. And yeah, that looks all right. And then this area should probably be a nice fancy wood as well, since it is technically a check-in space. And then the rest of it, I don't want to keep it plain. I want to give it like some texture. So these concrete tiles might be the way to go. Let's have a little look at that. It's a little bright. It is a little bit bright. What about this light concrete? Is that the default one? It isn't. And it is it's a bit of a warmer tone as well. So maybe we'll go with that light concrete right there. Just as something a little tiny bit different to, you know, the default sort of concrete that's in there already. I think that looks okay. It's just subtly different, you know. It's not crazy different. It's just a tiny little bit different, and I think that's all right. So that kind of works out. I actually really like that. And looking at it as well, we could, if we wanted to, get away with some large, well, maybe not large, but we could get away with more seating in here, which I don't think would be a bad idea, because once this place gets up and running, I think we're probably going to need it. So a little bit of seating in there. We'll make it nice and yellow. And we can do some decoration in all of this space at some point as well. In fact, we'll do one little bit, and then we're going to wrap it up for today. Yeah, we're going to leave it there for today is what we're going to do. We'll get this all up and running in the next episode, because this has been a hell of a construction project, but I'm actually really happy with how it's turned out. It's nice being able to move all of this without having to close the airport or, you know, massively screw up any of the flights that we have going. This is kind of cool looking. It's turned out just exactly how I wanted it to. So, yeah, that's going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.